right, welcome back, everybody, to another show of Flyway Connections. My name is Chris. Like always, I'm here with my buddy Joe. Joe,
Hey, how y'all doing today?
hey, what's going on? So today we're actually got a special guest out in Korea. No, he's not Korean. He's actually in the Air Force out there, base out there, and we're kind of jelly about the job he got in the Air Force and what he's doing right now. So, Joe, you want to go ahead and introduce our guest?
So yes, we have Airman Ryder Lacey out here, stationed in Korea, and I don't know if your Air Force occupation's just killing a couple wings right now. Hey, tell us a little about your job right now you have in Korea.
So like my normal job, I'm ammo, so building bombs and stuff. But the job I have for like my secondary job that I do, I work with the Osan Air Base BASH team. So it's bird aviation strike hazards. So basically our job is to knock birds down so they don't take out aircraft. Yeah, it's pretty fun.
Some of those pictures you show me are phenomenal.
Yeah. That's sick. Yeah. They pay you just to knock birds down on an airstrip, and man, do they have a job like that in the Army?
No.
No.
I don't know because I haven't heard anything. I know Camp Humphreys, the base that's just a little south of us. I think one of our guys from the flight safety office that runs the program had to go help them set theirs up, or help them with the water deer problem that they were having.
In the Army, 17 years I've spent in the Army, the only special job we have is mopping dirt.
Yeah.
Mopping.
Sweeping the fucking dirt, mopping.
Yeah, sweeping dirt.
It's fucking horrible. But all right, I mean that's pretty sick. So how did they get you into that? Did they ask like who the hunters in here, or how'd that start?
No, so my last base, I had some friends in the safety office, and they're like, "Hey, we know you're going to Korea. We know you like hunting," and I was trying to figure out ways to hunt while I was here in Korea, and there is slim to none because Koreans, it's very hard for them to even own a firearm, let alone go hunting, and it's not really a commercialized thing, kind of like what we have here in the U.S. or what we had in the U.S. So I went and talked to them, and then they're like, "Hey, check out flight safety when you get there. Maybe they'll let you on the BASH team. We don't know anymore." So I walked in, talked to the BASH manager over here. He's a civilian, and I was like, "Hey, man, like, I'm 870 qualified. I have a hunter safety. I had my NRA instructor cert. Like, what else do you need from me, man? Like, let me come out and have some fun with y'all and help you guys out." And he was like, "Okay, cool. We'll get you squared away, get you trained up." So I got trained up, which is basically just running through the qualification on the 870 shotgun, and then going out and doing a flight line orientation, figuring out like, hey, don't shoot the aircraft, obviously, don't shoot people. That building's right there, don't shoot those buildings, you know. And like there's some species that like we're not supposed to shoot. Like they have a species of an eagle here, there's some hawks and some falcons that they're smart enough to stay away from the aircraft, but occasionally, you know, have to kind of let them know like, hey, you're a little too close to my airfield, like
just give them a warning shot. Nice. Well, sounds like fun, man. I'm jelly right now. I'm a little upset, but spent my whole life in the Army getting yelled at and rolling around my own shit. So,
so you hunted before you got in the Air Force? You're saying were you a big waterfowl hunter?
So
back in the day,
I didn't start hunting until I was in like 7th, 8th grade time frame. But I grew up in northern Iowa pheasant hunting. That was like my go-to thing. I didn't start duck hunting or waterfowl hunting for that matter until a few years ago. So
pheasant hunting was definitely my first love growing up.
Oh, it's
I really took off from the waterfowl.
Bro, you keep talking at like multiple shows we've talked about this. Like we're gonna go pheasant hunting because you sound depressed.
Oh yeah, I mean I loved it.
Yeah, no, you sound like
I had German short hairs. Man, we had German short hairs, Gordon setters. It's a more, you're not, you're walking and it's real, your dog's more involved.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, we used to, in between dogs, we used to jump them out of ditches. We used to call them ditch chickens back in the day.
Yeah.
But man, when you're watching that like a real good German short hair pointer or an English pointer or a Gordon Setter work, I mean, the way they work the field, they turn on a dime, and then when they lock up for a set, and they're locked up for a set. You're trying to figure where the bird's at. You're creeping up on them. He's kind of wanting to creep up on them. He's locked, shaking. You're telling him whoa, and all of a sudden, bird pops up. Someone screams rooster, and then you start shooting. Usually wait. You probably have to wait for a second. You get a rooster or a hen.
So do you need a pheasant? Yeah, do you need a dog to pheasant hunt?
No, but it helps
a
lot.
It's definitely more helpful.
Yeah, it's a lot more helpful.
That sucks. I was gonna say we need to go pheasant hunting this year. I mean, I've never pheasant hunted, so I'm not. I think the only birds growing up it was turkey. So everything else is all big game. So
yeah. So how'd you get do the switch from upland bird into the waterfowl?
So a lot of the guys I worked with back at my last base in Missouri waterfowl hunted. So I was like, all right, man, I'll go out and give it a shot. Like I've always wanted to. I think I did it once or twice in high school with a friend, but I didn't have waders, so I just sat in the boat and I was like, meh, good enough. And so when I got waders, all that good stuff, went head first into a huge investment, new shotgun, new waders, decoys, calls.
Oh man, that sounds like some people I know.
Yeah.
Sounds like some people I know.
Only a couple of experiences before, and I was like, you know what, I'll spend a couple $1,000s real quick, and then I just fell in love with it. I mean, you guys can attribute to this, saying that there's literally nothing better than like going out there in the morning, seeing that sunrise or staying late, seeing that sunset, and just watching the birds coming in and out. Like I literally have never found anything that competes with that.
And I think what it is, man, it's also like the grind, like, and me and Joe talked to this personally about it. It's like, and even the day, like the first time he took me out waterfowl hunting, we didn't shoot, we didn't kill nothing. I mean, we harvested nothing, but I came home and God, I don't know. I spent a lot of money, and my wife ended up saying I wasn't allowed to hang out with Joe no more. So,
hell, you probably at least 30,000 deep in the water.
I went, and I think what it was is like, and I mean, I think it's just contesting being out there with the, your brothers or whatever, going out there, and it's kind of like a team sport in a way. Yeah, you can go out by yourself, but I feel like it's more of a threat and Joe can kind of caveat off that on what his idea is, but for me anyways, it's kind of, you're more of a threat when you go out as a team, kind of a squad or a fire squad or whatever you may be.
Well, for me, I don't even like going out by myself really. Like,
I
think I enjoy waterfowl hunting because I can talk to somebody else, that's it's hanging out. When you're there by yourself, it's kind of like, well, I hope the birds will hurry up. I hope I shoot my limit quick so I get the hell out of here.
Yeah, and the grind is different, man. Sucking the suck is like, man, I felt like I was like, man, I'm not even at work right now. I'm sled dragging decoys and blind bags and in this marsh. I'm like, oh. But then when you're done with it, you kind of you definitely have a feeling of accomplishment. Like, man, this was fun. Let's do it again. It's just like anything. But I mean, and I don't know if I told Joe this, but like seeing him and his boys, it's like he's talking to a fire team with his boys, like, it's like, hey, watch like, I'm like, damn, man, calm down, man. Leave work at home. I mean, leave work at work. But I mean, it works. And his boys are proven that they're killing birds. So
I took them shooting a day.
Yeah, I think it's just the style of the way it is. I think that's why it kind of caters more to people who enjoy that lifestyle. So, but yeah. So a question I did have. So when they said, okay, we're going to get you on the airfield, you're going to take these birds or whatever. So, take them out. Did they provide you with everything? Shotguns?
So like,
did you get to choose?
I mean, I got to choose between the two styles. So we have 870s. So I sent Joe a picture of them.
Yeah.
And so we have two styles. So we have the regular, just standard pump action. I mean, they're both pumps, obviously, but like long barrels, like I think we have 26-inch barrel shotguns. There's 3 of those, just standard, nothing done to them, anything fancy. And then we have a bunch of tactical 870 shotguns with a full stock pistol grip, short barrel, extended mag tube, and a red dot on the top.
And ammo is like they just flood you guys with.
Yeah, so the ammo, this is the funny thing. You guys are going to laugh at this, but I've been killing geese and ducks and everything else with 7.5 lead shot.
Nice.
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 So
So yeah,
they only give us 3 types of rounds. They give us that 7.5 shot. They give us 9 pellet double aught buck. That's lead as well.
Yeah.
And then bird scare simulator, which is basically an M80 shotgun shell, or M80 stuffed into a shotgun shell that just goes out and makes a bang and scares birds.
Yeah. So with that 7, I'm shooting a lot of 6 and 7 bismuth over here. How do you like that? Some of that smaller shot, especially lead. Like, you know, that's going back into the 70s where people, you know, were the last people shooting lead.
Yeah, I mean, it's nice. It's just like a lot of these. So we have like cormorants. There's specks here. We thought we seen some snows. I don't really know for sure if that's what they were or not, but like I know for the fact that they're not getting through those down feathers worth of crap because, you know, they're
Really?
just no. Like I don't know what it was. I mean, it also could be our shotguns. Like I said, we're using short barreled 870 shooting, you know, damn near vertical sometimes. So it's like, yeah,
Yeah.
get them. But
so what do you like better? Do you like shooting like those tactical shotguns or just a plain Jane?
So I like.
26-inch?
I'm gonna sound, you know, like an idiot, but I like shooting the tactical ones because, like, most of the time we're in a truck driving around on the flight line, stopping, getting out and taking shots, or stopping, leaning out and taking a shot. And it's way easier to swing that thing out of the truck or swing that thing around from inside the truck than that long barrel.
What is the barrel
man.
size on them tactical ones you said? I missed that, man.
I don't even know.
You know?
Yeah, probably like 18, 20 inches. Not very.
God.
Yeah, they're pretty freaking short.
They're the
That's
same.
crazy.
I'm pretty sure that they're the same that we have like our breaching shotguns.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They're probably the same inches of the
Yeah.
breaching shotguns.
yeah, and then like the regular 870s, we got a 5-round tube, just like everybody. And take your plug out in the States, and then on the tactical ones, we can fit, I think, 7 in the tube, 1 in the chamber.
Yeah, that's like those snow goose guns
Yeah,
back here.
Don't even get me started on snow geese. That's like my go-to.
It's a Jimmy. Yeah, snow goose.
Yeah, snow goose is like it is your go-to. So when you come back home, is that what you're, or what is a bird you're usually like?
I love Canada hunting. Like,
yeah,
that is one of my favorite because I just love the way they work in. And
Yeah.
I mean, I got lucky at my last base where there's a guy I hunted with that literally owned a pond not even 500 yards south of the base that was always filled with Canadas.
nice.
So we got lucky and had them work all the time.
So what do you
You know
shoot
what?
back
With those
home?
Canadas.
Oh, go ahead, man.
I know those Canadas. Those farm ponds. I don't know what it is about those Canada geese, but they love farm ponds.
Oh yeah, like I work
Those little small farm ponds.
I mean, you
They
think
suck them in like magnets.
the safety though? Like you think because not all farm ponds are getting hunted on. So
Yep. Yeah, I've worked some
Yeah.
big water and then those little farm ponds here and there, or like some of the conservation land in Missouri that had just little tiny holes that were open. Nobody messed with them because they were worried about working down by like Truman Lake and stuff. Like I was
Yeah.
hitting those things left and right. People are like, "Where are you going?" I'm like, "Don't worry about it."
Don't worry about it. When you hunted those farm ponds, did you guys hunt out of an A-frame blind or a type of a layout?
So we did layouts, and then we made our own kind of like PVC wrapped with burlap and like grassed it up. We called it the stabbing cabin because it looked real sketchy. Yeah, we made it. We thought we were gonna fit 3 people in there, but it turns out that even with like folding chair, like the little tiny folding chairs that you can just carry on your shoulder, like no, like 2 people max, and you're not fitting your blind bags in there with the crap.
Yeah.
nice. So when you're back home, what do you actually shoot normally?
For like shotgun shot wise, or
Yeah, shotgun.
so I have a Stoker M3500 that I got about 6 months before I left for Korea, like an idiot. And then I have the 20 gauge 870 I've been carrying since I was a kid. My dad gave me.
Yeah.
I still love using that thing. So
Oh yeah,
You-
yeah. A70s are iconic
Yeah.
waterfowling gun. I mean, those
You
you
a
never
af-
have to worry about those jamming up or going not bang.
Yeah. You a aftermarket choke kind of person? You use aftermarket chokes or
yep, I have a couple Code Blacks and a couple
nice,
Creamators.
nice.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, that's what.
I love those pattern masters.
Yeah, I love them pattern masters too.
Oh yeah, one of the guys I
Yeah.
worked with was a firefighter at Whiteman, got me hooked on that Code Black. So
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
Nice. So when you're out there and you guys are, you know, getting these birds, what is the I guess the biggest count y'all got in a day?
trying to think. I know the one day we went out. So I mean, we have everything. Like, I mean, we have dove, we have ducks, geese, cormorants, cranes, egrets. And I think the one day the most we got was probably about 15 birds.
Nice, nice. And you guys get to like just keep them and eat them, or
Yeah. So they tell us like, hey, it's called bird depredation. So if we, depredate a bird, like you're supposed to double bag it in a bag and put it in the dumpster, blah, blah, blah. And then anything bigger than that, like we have Chinese water deer, which I've shot probably 8 or 9 of those things now.
uh-huh.
They're about the size of a German Shepherd.
Oh wow.
Yeah, they're tiny deer. But like those ones were supposed to go to the vet and take them there and they do their thing with them and cremate them. But
So you guys don't get to keep.
Normally, yeah, we do get to keep them. So like the pheasants, the ducks, the geese, we'll take those home. The dove, I'll take them home.
Nice. Man, that's a job. And this is year round, right?
Yeah, this is year round. So
God.
Open season.
Yeah,
Nice.
open season, just year round night. Not
What's your
worried
favorite bird to eat? What's your favorite way to eat them? I cook them.
so like I got bored one day and I'd killed a couple of ducks and I was like, you know what, like I can do my normal thing that I did back in the States, but I looked up some teriyaki recipe and then I found some like Korean supermarket thing down here by me and they had some like teriyaki sauce and some other stuff and one of the guys was like pointing at some other things in the store, so I bought that and I don't even know what to call it. It's some teriyaki glaze that I pan fry it. And I can't even read the bottles of what the stuff is. But it tastes pretty good.
It tastes pretty good.
Oh,
yeah. Yeah, dude, man, I love eating pheasant. That's probably my favorite eating birds. I'll take a pheasant over a duck any day. Like duck's probably one of my favorite things to eat too. But yeah, we used to make pheasant parmesan all the time, like a parmesan type pasta. Those pheasants, that was real good. Because those pheasants, they taste like a gamey. And when I say gamey, it's not bad for viewers, but it's kind of like a real grass-fed chicken. Like it's a real organic style chicken taste to it. I mean, it's white meat like a chicken. The thighs are a little red, a little darker meat. But I mean, I really, if you like chicken, those pheasants are really good.
Oh yeah.
So when you're out there, man, so as far as like, do they let y'all like play with, I guess, calls, or do they let y'all do anything, or it's just like, hey, take this? Will you guys take a Humvee, a truck, or something?
It's just like a F-150.
Okay, it's just take that out down the strip and whatever you see in the flight line, just take it. Besides obviously the ones you can't shoot. Yeah,
basically. I do play with my calls every once in a while while I'm out there. I'm trying to teach the bash manager how to use calls, but it's a work in progress.
And what do you?
Oh yeah, teaching someone how to call it definitely is a work in progress.
Yeah, I know.
Some more than others.
Yeah, what do you blow, man?
I have some Buck Gardner and a couple JT calls. I got on Buck Gardner just because that's what, like, one of my buddies gave me one, and I was like, all right, these aren't horrible. Like, they're pretty good for their price. And then I started buying more of them, and then another friend got me on the JT calls.
Yeah, so, nice. Which JT call are you using, the Omen or?
Yeah, I have one of the Omens.
On the Omens, yeah, those are good calls. So I noticed you have I've seen mainly those ducks you're shooting or those the Mandarin wood ducks. I'm super jelly about, super jealous. And the one looks like kind of like a hen type mallard. What are the big waterfowl species do you see out there?
So I wrote down because I figured you guys were going to ask this. So, like the one that looks like a mallard is a eastern spot bill, and that's like, I mean, they have mallards here, but I've only shot like 2. but those eastern spot billed ducks are like, I call them the Korean mallard because you know you see mallards like everywhere in the U.S. It's
Mhm.
the same thing here. I've shot some mergansers, some coots.
Nice.
I thought it was really funny. I didn't know what I
Nice.
was shooting at. I saw a bird barreling towards the flight line, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna take it. I took it, and then I walked up on it. I was like, oh, are you kidding me? A freaking like, I'm laughing.
Yeah.
My buddy's like, what are you laughing at? I was
Yeah.
like, you don't understand because like you didn't, you know, you don't really waterfall back in the States, but it's a damn coot. Like, here we go.
Nobody likes a
Bro,
coot.
so here's the thing. I like the coot. I'll eat the coot. But I guess I started waterfowl hunting in Louisiana, and if you waterfowl hunt in Louisiana, they'll basically make anything taste good. So
Yeah, we
kind
can make coot nuggets out of them. Like,
yeah. I mean, they're not
basically-
bad. I like them. Joe's kind of
No,
a
they're not
prima
horrible.
donna. Prima donna. I mean, he won't eat catfish. So
When you have to say something's not horrible, is it good? Well, it's not horrible.
So it's one of those things. If we're out there and we've talked about this, if we're out there and there's nothing that we haven't harvested anything.
By 10:30.
Yeah.
By
Oh yeah.
10:30.
I'm sorry. I'm taking my limit of 15 birds of coots, and
Yeah.
they're
oh yeah.
and I'm taking them home, and I'm eating them. I'm gonna make some type of roux out of them, or some gravy out of them. So
Yeah, I mean that's what people told me about. Like when I told them, like, "Hey, we're gonna go start getting on snow geese." They're like, "Oh, those are trash birds. Don't even waste
Oh,
your time."
man,
I'm like, are you kidding me?
Fella.
I mean, if they taste anything like a speckle belly, I've never ate a snow geese, but speckle belly is amazing. So
Yeah, they're not as
They're
good.
not like a
as-
spec. Yeah, they're not as good. But I mean, I grew up on them.
Yeah.
Back in California.
well, they're big in Cali.
Thousands. Yeah,
They're big in
pretty
the northern east coast of y'all.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah,
but
man,
I like them.
yeah, it's crazy. That's nice. So, how long you got there in Korea? How much longer you got?
I got here in October, so I'll leave in October. So
Okay.
not very much.
You gonna miss it?
Yeah, man, I'd stay there for that.
Yeah, I
job.
like it here. Like, you know,
Well,
if
the
I didn't have
job
a kid,
especially.
If I didn't have a kid, I'd stay here. You know, another year.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
Yeah.
It is hard once you have little ones. Oh, so I have a big question. So you get to shoot the one duck that that everyone down here in the States, like there's a website literally that we count how many Mandarin wood ducks we get a year here.
Yeah.
Do you guys get to mount? Do you get to mount any or take them home or?
I haven't found anybody here to mount that yet, or mount one yet. So we
Yeah.
have like a bunch. So like our golf course is unstrategically placed damn near like right next to our flight line with ponds,
Mhm.
you know, like golf courses have. And there's always, literally every day when I'm driving to work, there's a handful of mandarin ducks just chilling on the side of a pond or like right on the green. I'm like, oh, like one of these days you're gonna make that mistake and come over the flight line. And you're not gonna like it.
You ever thought
But-
about just
To mount them yet.
Yeah.
I'm really looking to see. Like, I even made a joke to one of my buddies. Like, man, like I know you're practicing taxidermy. Like, you think you could not mess this bird up? And he's like, nah, dude, that thing's too pretty. I don't want to screw it up.
yeah?
How many do you get though? Like, I mean, you showed me pictures of a couple of them.
I think I've only shot like 5 or 6 so far. They're really legitimately hit or miss when they come through.
Yeah.
So
How do they eat? They eat like a regular wood duck.
Yep, basically the same. Like,
Oh, man.
so
I feel
good.
like
though.
Joe's doing this shit on purpose.
Yeah. No, dude, I love, man. People, we had Stump
Yeah.
from RMC, a real good buddy of mine. Man, people make fun of me like the wood duck's my mallard.
Yeah.
I love shooting wood ducks.
Yeah, I like them too. I would say that's definitely my man. Honestly, man, I would say over every bird, just because I know I tasted speckle belly. I would say wood duck's probably like the one I'm gonna go for. So, but so the question I did have, so you said you couldn't find nobody to a taxidermist. So you ever thought about just mailing it to the States and to somebody get it
Yes.
fixed?
Yeah, I don't know how
I
well
mean,
that
can you
lasts.
do that? I mean, how does that work? Like, do you have to get?
Yeah, there's a lot of legality on that
Yeah.
stuff.
I was about to say, I don't know how U.S. Customs would feel about that.
Yeah.
Just like,
I mean, you could keister it. So.
Yeah.
I don't
We
know,
don't
I
have
guess.
all the same gifts too, Chris.
Yeah, you're right. But I mean, man, that sucks. I mean, that'd be something that it's kind of like, or at least for me, I feel like that would bug me when I come back to the States, like, man, I really wish I would have mounted one of them, or
Yeah, I mean that's why like I take so many pictures of what we harvest,
Mhm.
and then like I keep feathers from like I've always kept feathers from pheasants. Like the longest tail feather I always keep. So I
Yeah.
have a nice army issued foot locker over there that I got from a friend. But the bottom is layered with pheasant feathers, and then I keep one
Nice.
from the piece.
So
Nice.
you say you've seen a lot of speckled belly there?
Yeah, they're everywhere. Like every time we went down to Camp Humphreys, that you just see hundreds of them flocking in because they're right next to a river, just like us. So
Dang.
So out of curiosity,
Nice.
because you guys brought this up and you guys obviously know more than I do on that. So how long does a pheasant feather or a snow or a Canadian or whatever, how long do those feathers actually last? Do you have to like
Oh, it
preserve
lasts
them in
forever.
something? Will they?
yeah,
Now, I have in the kids' room. I have a big old like it's like a little cup just full. I think I have every one I've killed since I've been in the army. My
Nice.
kids have them as a decoration in the room. Yeah, I mean that's 17 years.
Yeah.
I mean,
I
they'll last
was just
forever.
curious. I didn't know if they, because I know, I mean, there are certain species that there is like some chemicals or whatever you got to put on or whatever. But
Yeah.
that's crazy. That was just a question that I had kind of spontaneous in the moment.
Yeah.
But man, that's crazy. That's really intense is what you do. So when you come back, you said you're going to New Mexico, right? And we kind of talked earlier before the show. So where are you're gonna go to New Mexico? Have you already looked up any places to hunt or?
yeah. So I got a friend that's there that he said that he was gonna try to see what we can do and try to get me somewhere. I'm like, all right, man. Like I'll go wherever you
How
go.
far is that from the Rio?
I have no idea. I haven't really looked too much into it.
It's not far, man.
Wasn't too
Yeah,
happy
because
at first, but I'll live with it, I guess.
So
Yeah,
I do know you're not that far because like I told you, and then I actually had an uncle based there back in like the 80s and early 90s. So they
yeah,
drove to El
a
Paso
little
a lot.
gem that a lot of people don't know about is the Rio. I know a lot of people that hunt that Rio and kill
Yeah.
a lot of ducks because it's so for a lot of it. Once they get out of Colorado, that Rio is the only water they have down there, so they suck tight to that river. My neighbor, Justin, and when he was in El Paso, he had probably some of the best duck hunting he's ever had was in El Paso along the Rio.
Yeah, I'm almost pretty sure you're only like an hour or some minutes away from El Paso.
Yeah.
I mean, people are listening to this, don't quote me on that. It's just from my long time ago experience, but I know it wasn't too far because I know my uncle would come back and forth because he played when he got older in the Air Force, he was playing for the Air Force softball team, and then he would drive to El Paso a lot. So, and it was literally like drive down and come back. So I don't think you're too far from the Rio. I think you're pretty close.
So
yeah.
But you say you use duck or you have duck calls. Do those ducks respond to the duck calls any, or are they kind of just like whatever?
It's crazy. Like you call it any of them. Like I could use a teal call, and those spot bills that are basically mallards will come right to you. Like they are so uneducated over here because there's nobody here hunting them.
Oh man.
Really?
So like we would literally, like when we first got on the program, me and my roommate, he'd never waterfowl hunted before in his life. And I'm sitting there, blowing the call, sitting in this drainage ditch on the side of this taxiway. And like, I'm wearing my Drake jacket, Drake pants. He's wearing a green, like college sweatshirt. And I'm not talking like OD green. I'm talking like, I don't know.
Neon green.
Lime green.
Yeah, that lime greenish, like dip can color. And blue jeans, and we're just sitting on the edge of this ditch, and I'm calling at him, and I was like, hey man, keep your head down, like don't look up. And I look up and the still just cupping in at me, and I'm like, there's no way, man. Like we hit two of the three, and the third one spun back around. I called at him again, and he comes right back in, and I was like, there's no way these ducks are doing this right now. And as the day progressed, I think we shot 6 ducks that day. But like they all just kept coming, and there's no grass to hide us. It's grass is about 3 inches tall, like nothing hiding us, and they're just coming into this little ditch to the call.
You ever thought about using decoys, or was that kind of a no-no?
That's kind of a no-no because we're supposed to keep birds off the flight line,
not bring them to you. You kind of get away with the duck call.
Yeah, I kind of get away with that one.
Yeah.
So
So they let you. You're not in there. So you're not out there clearing this airstrip in, I mean, Army uniforms or nothing like multi-cams or nothing. You're in there and like your actual hunting.
it just depends. Like during the week, I'll be in uniform because I'll just go from work and I'll be like, I'll ask my boss like, hey, it's slow here. Care if I run up and do a run on the flat line with the bash manager? And he's like, nah, man. Or like, hey, give it like an hour and you can head up there. But then on the weekends, like I'll walk in wearing this sweatshirt and blue jeans or whatever the hell I want, get in the truck and go.
So you also do your job there and you also do this. All right. So how does it work? You get your job done and they're like, all right, we need you at this time, or it's like whenever you can make it?
It's mostly like whenever I can make it, because like my job's pretty busy. Like we're like the Army has ammunition specialists.
Mm-hmm.
What their MOS is. So we handle everything from small bullets
like
to bombs
13
and rockets.
Bravo, I think, something like that.
No, 13 Bravo is a gun bunny.
Okay, what?
Artillery
It's
man.
something like that. It has to be with some third. I don't know. I might be wrong. I don't know.
I know there's ammo specialists, but
I know it's an ammo specialist, but they're like a something Bravo.
Yeah.
I mean, I know they're a Bravo series, so but.
And then the unfortunate thing about being an NCO is, all the other responsibilities. So they're like, hey, make sure your troops are good and make sure this training's done and, make sure and go. And I'm like, okay, cool. Well, I got all that done. We're slow. Can I go? And usually they'll say yes. Like, just come back when you're done.
So is it like a shift or something? Is there a bunch of y'all that do it? Like, or just whenever? Because I guess the way I'm looking at it, I'm thinking, okay, so if nobody's there from, let's say, I don't know, 1200 to 1400. So these birds are just flying in like nothing.
So basically, like we kind of do it in like blocks. So hold on, let me backtrack. The team basically goes whenever they can, but the bash manager has specific times that he goes out during the day, and it basically like the morning before the aircraft take off. Like we try to do it before the aircraft are taking off. That way, we get them away from the flight line. They hear all the bangs, bird scare ammo going off, airfield cannon when applicable. All that stuff is getting them away from the airfield, and then that way aircraft take off. We don't want any bird strikes. Just depending on the severity, could be bad, could be just a bug splat on the windshield. But
yeah. So do you have like a deep freezer or something? Because I can only imagine you're just harvesting birds.
Nope, I got a regular. I got a decent sized LG fridge, and freezer
like a
combo.
little barrack refrigerator, or whatever you just put in there, or it's an actual fridge.
Yeah, I should go into the little barrack refrigerators. Like you remember the ones we used to have back in the day?
Yeah, those the small ones or whatever. They weren't small.
Yeah,
I mean, they're smaller. Fridge. Yeah.
Yeah, with the fridge in the bottom, freezer on top.
He kind of froze.
I think so.
I didn't get that. Could you try again?
Yo, my Siri heard, hey, service sucks.
Hey, Brian, are you there, buddy?
Well, there's the show. Nice to hear y'all. Yo, Joe.
Because I'm here. I'm still here.
Oh, you kind of like I look like you froze. You just standing. Yo, he's gone.
No, I think Brian just kicked off.
Yeah. That kind of sucks. I mean, I think
you had to see the refrigerator.
I didn't have to see it. I just asked.
Yeah, I mean, I just had one more big question. I mean, I was really curious if you got any bands.
Yeah, let me try to get them on. There we go.
Is he back on?
I sent him another request. If you guys are listening on the podcast, we had some technical issues. Me and Joe are still here, so hopefully Joe can make it a little bit more entertaining.
Oh, man. Yeah. I'm like super jelly about.
Yeah, man, that's crazy. We'll talk and wait till. Oh, there he goes. But yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, he's back on. Oh, he's coming.
Or what'd you say, man?
I had a dude I worked with, shot a mandarin in North Carolina.
Yeah.
And that actually super piqued my interest about it because I mean they look like a suit. The wood deck's probably one of the prettiest decks to begin with. Hey, you back, bud?
Yep. Yeah. My Wi-Fi in my apartment just decided to restart itself or something.
Oh, you're
no
good. You're
problem.
good, man. I honestly did not need to see the refrigerator. Just you're good. I was just
Oh
curious
no,
if-
I was
because I was
gonna show you the
curious,
stack
like,
of, deer meat and crap that's in there right now.
oh, nice. So that's what I'm
So-
saying. Like, how do you? I mean, you and your I guess buddies out there. You guys just kind of like you have your room in your freezer. Just put it in there.
Yep. Basically, we just
Nice.
split it up. Like, here you go.
Yeah, nice.
Nice. So have you killed any bands or harvested any bands while you're up there from any banded birds?
No, I haven't even seen any here. Like usually, like if we see ducks and stuff on the infield, we'll like look at them through binoculars to make sure, like, hey, they're gonna sit there for a minute. We can get clearance to come on the runway and do it. But like, I haven't seen a band here yet. I'm kind of mad about it.
Yeah,
Because I
Yeah, I figured. Yeah, I figured you get something. Do you ever see any pintails or widgeon or especially those Eurasian widgeons?
Yeah, I mean, I've seen some widgeon come through. Pintails and stuff, I haven't really seen very. I don't think I've seen any come through. But I know we have like I'm gonna butcher the name of it. It's like bacile or bacile teal or something like that. Those little stuff that come zooming through every once in a while.
Yeah,
And like we got swan geese and a bunch of other, like I was saying earlier, like cormorants that just literally just come out of the woodworks, and they'll be lining like the river that's on the north side of the base. They'll just be lining the river. But
so while you're down there, all your hunts is just on that strip, obviously. Yep. So I guess here's another question: how difficult? And I know you said it's a little difficult, and I can only assume just because of it is another country or whatever. How difficult is it for somebody to get? Is it like an interview process or application process? I'm assuming. And
yeah, so like one of the things, you have to be like qualified on the shotguns, and then like you have to go through like training with the BASH program manager and flight safety office. So, and then they try to keep people that know what they're doing for the most part. Like, I mean, that's the good thing about like obviously hunting most of my life and having a really good firearms background.
Yeah, well, I guess what I was talking about is like, let's say somebody wants to go hunt in Korea. Like, what are the? I don't know if even know the steps or protocols to do that.
So the only
just kind of curious.
That, like, let's just say like a tourist wants to go hunt in Korea.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's like the one thing I found when I was on my way here this tour was you go to Jeju Island, which is on the southern part of the continent or the country. Yeah. I mean. And there's a place where you can go pheasant hunting, but it's not like normal pheasant hunting. It looks like you're lining up to do like shooting at a shooting range. Yeah. And then there's these fences that just kind of pop up and it spooks the pheasants up and you shoot them like you're shooting skeet, which I was like, that is dumb. Like that.
See, I've actually heard a lot about that island. Like, bro, I was huge into pheasant hunting. I think for the longest, that island was the most popular, had like the biggest population per landmass of pheasant on it.
Probably. I mean, last time we went down there and there were pheasants all over it still.
What are they, like farm, like kind of like a farm fed
so like hunting, they call it a hunting preserve. Yeah, that one's like farm fed and then they kind of release them out there. But I think they put their flight wings.
Okay.
But like the ones that we have roaming around here, I mean, they're huge compared to like what
Nice.
Yeah, and they're all wild. Those wild pheasants. But yeah.
Oh man, I'm definitely jelly. It's kind of want to just hang up on you and not put this show on ever again. But man, it's crazy, man. I'm thinking about my life choices and stuff, and wish I would have studied for the ASVAB so I could join the Air Force or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
so the story. So I actually tried to join the Air Force because I saw, I don't know if you know, Behind Enemy Lines. Yeah. And the PJs and stuff like that. And I was like, man, I want to do that. I went over there and they're like, you can join the Air Force, but you can't be a PJ. Or he said you couldn't be a PJ. He's like, you're probably not going to get what you want to get. Why don't you try the Marines or the Army? I go, man, fuck you. Or excuse my language. Forget you, man. whatever. And definitely was gonna.
But look at you now.
Yeah, I definitely wasn't gonna go eat crayons for the rest of my life. So no offense. I mean, I
Uh,
have a lot of family members in the Marine Corps, but so I went over there and I was like, I'll just go be 11 Bang Bang and figure this out.
yeah, story of all of our
And
lives.
yeah, I know, right, man?
Yeah, story of all my lives. The only difference I
Yeah,
was jumping on planes.
yeah. Now he has
Then
like
my
a
back,
6-year-old man's back, and
yeah,
they're
then
like, you're
my
probably not
back
gonna
jelly took a
walk.
2-week notice 3 years
Yeah,
ago.
they're be like, you're probably not gonna walk in 7 years, so get used to being in a wheelchair or
Yeah.
cane. But
So, Brian, when you get back, I know you're getting back like right when duck season's starting to kick off. Do you have any type of big waterfowl or big hunting plans? You go chase, big game somewhere in the
Um,
States or
so I want to get back. Iowa should open their early teal season like right as I'm getting home. So
yeah.
I want to jump into that right away. I'm planning on taking leave, spending time with the kid, and then obviously like seeing some buddies back in Iowa I haven't seen since I left. So
and how you have a boy or girl?
I have a 2-year-old daughter.
Okay,
So
I was gonna say, do you take them out with you? But I'm assuming once they get that age, you're kind of like, let's go.
yep. I was about to
Yeah.
say, I mean, when she gets old enough, she's gonna
Yeah,
hopefully, I mean, she wants to be outside all the time anyway. I
yeah,
mean,
nice,
Yeah.
she's always trying to get outside when she's with my parents or with her mom. So
nice. But yeah, man, that's insane. And you're gonna go to Albuquerque. I mean, maybe we can definitely stay in touch, man. Link
Louisiana,
up with
Texas
you.
ain't far.
Yeah, I'm
yeah,
actually in North Texas, man. So I actually have one of my girl cousins. She just graduated high school. She's going to New Mexico State. So I think that's in Albuquerque. So I don't know how far Albuquerque is from Alamogordo. But yeah, man, maybe I'll give me a visit and go visit her and get some birds or something, man. I definitely need to try that real thing. I didn't even know that. Joe kind of brought it up. It's like,
Yeah.
I'm interested now, but then I'm like, well, I don't want Border Patrol to like confuse me. Hey, man, calm down. I'm American. Leave me alone.
You gotta show that retired ID
Yeah, I
card.
know. Like, here's a retired idea, man. Leave me alone.
Yeah, I
But,
do. As we joke about, but my neighbor, he was telling me about like sketchy times on the border duck hunting.
yeah, I mean,
Especially because you get so close to it with firearms.
mm-hmm.
It's more running with the law. Because the way borders work, like you go drop a duck, you step 2 feet over the
Yeah, you're
wrong
on the wrong
spot in the
side.
water.
Yeah.
Now you're potentially getting charged with crossing the border illegally with a firearm. Yeah, he had some good sketchy stories. Like, yeah, man, it's kind of weird
Yeah, I go get like
about it.
I don't know, 20 foot rod or something.
Yeah,
start dragging it back.
Start bringing it.
and start dragging them back.
Trying to get it back, fishing it back or something. But yeah, man, you a fisherman by chance? To kind of bring it up.
Kind of like I grew up on a pretty big lake back in Iowa, so that's what I did most of my summers was fishing.
Nice. What do you usually go for? What's your go to? Just whatever's out there.
Yeah, so like growing up was walleye, like that was my go-to. Or
Yeah,
lake
it's
was
like
just
it's like big over there in the Midwest area. I was
Oh, yeah.
actually
Yeah.
I was talking to a buddy of mine. He's from Indianapolis, and it's like, yeah, walleye. I was like, God, it's like I'd be honest, I don't think I've never ate walleye.
Yeah, even when I was in Kansas, I fished for a lot more walleye, and I don't know if they have them in Iowa, but wipers, those white bass, striped bass hybrid.
Yeah, we have a lot of those. Like our lake's full of like those walleye, obviously, like bluegill and crap,
Mhm.
and then like pike and muskie.
Yeah,
So
I've never caught a pike or muskie.
Yeah.
Definitely the bucket list.
But hey, man, we did. I don't want to cut you short or whatever. We try to keep this at a time limit. But man, it was great talking to you. We definitely need to get you back on the show, and then let us know what's going on when you come back and come back.
Yeah,
to
we'll
the
definitely get you on.
States
Yeah,
season,
but yeah. Once you get close to October, I want to hear a harvest report.
Yeah, I want to see
show.
what you're getting over there. And actually, I'm actually curious, man, in New Mexico, what you're getting out there. Because, bro, if I know, well, I'm pretty sure there's birds over there, but if I can get something out there, like it's always cool to get, hunt different states and get the experience. And right now it's only been Louisiana. I think the next one's gonna be, well, obviously it's gonna be here in Texas, and then try to get some other areas with me and Joe going on. But
Yeah, get you in Arkansas.
yeah, well, so we'll kind of get those going. But hey, man, it was nice talking to you, Joe. You got anything for him?
Now, man, get in touch with us when you get here, and we'll get you on some hunting trips. You know, I'd love to get you on some hunting trips when you come back stateside, bud.
Yeah. Hey, and then once we leave, don't hang up. I'm gonna go kind of talk to you afterwards, but we'll go from there. But hey, I want to thank everybody who's listening to this podcast, everybody on the show. I do want to thank Val and Honor Outdoors again, like always, what they do for the service members, first responders, and veterans out there. If you haven't heard of them, look them up. I challenge you to look them up on their website, any social media platform. You can also find them a direct link from our website on flywayconnections.com. We have a link to them. They're a great organization. I definitely 100 recommend that anybody in the service and they don't just help with outdoors and stuff. They help with family issues and family connections and everything else. And why not be in the outdoors? But like always, y'all have a good one. Love Val enough though.